This makes it virtually impossible for American products to be imported into these markets.
Okay, the other thing that's going on is the tariff situation. We can, as I've said from the beginning of this thing, we can all debate tariffs, and is Trump using tariffs just as a leverage point? Because you threaten people with tariffs and then suddenly they're like, okay, maybe we will actually have a little bit of more fair trade deals, We can have every argument all around tariffs that we want. But the fact is, for sure, and it is undebatable, that for decades now, the United States, which we are the number one consumer of everything, right? We used to produce a lot of things here and consume a lot of things. Then we offshored all of the production to China and Taiwan and all that, Canada and all these other places. And then we got these really bad trade deals so that if you wanted to buy American, it would often cost you more money, right? And other places could do it much cheaper. And in many cases, other countries were laying tariffs on our products, so we couldn't sell cars in other places. Or like we talked about a week ago, to sell cheese in Canada, they put something like 100% tariff on it. So finally, we are reversing some of this stuff. Here's Karoline Leavitt again, she's just been incredible, showing a chart of how crazy this tariff situation has been.
Look at the unfair trade practices that we have. 50% from the European Union on American dairy. You have a 700% tariff from Japan on American rice. You have a 100% tariff from India on American agricultural products. You have nearly a 300% tariff from Canada on American butter and American cheese. This makes it virtually impossible for American products to be imported into these markets, and it has put a lot of Americans out of business and out of work over the past several decades. So it's time for reciprocity, and it's time for a president to take historic change to do what's right for the American people.
The key word there, of course, is reciprocity. By the way, I said 100%. I was just doing it off the top of my head. 100% on our dairy products in Canada. It's 300% on butter and cheese. So that means they charge a 300% tax in essence. So thus, the average Canadian is just going to say, I don't need Wisconsin cheese. I'm just going to get Canadian cheese. But why doesn't it go the other way? So reciprocity would be, okay, we're going to have this either the same tariffs each way or no tariffs. And thus, there's more of a free trade system. But you could see why other countries have loved what's going on here. If you're in Japan and you're a rice maker, and they eat an awful lot of rice in Japan, you might want a 700% tariff on American rice because it's good for your in-house, on the islands of Japan, rice guy to make the rice. But if we don't do it back here, then we are just screwing ourselves. Trump realizes that. That's absolutely why this stuff is going to change.